The huge metal doors of Earth's Space Command Center slid open. Commander Alex Reynolds stood tall, back straight, in a crisp blue uniform. Today was a day for history books. Humans were about to meet aliens for the first time. Everyone ready? Alex asked, looking at the 5 team members. They all nodded. Their faces showed both fear and excitement. The alien ship had arrived 3 days ago. It hovered above Earth, silent and peaceful. They called themselves the Neri and asked to meet humans in person. Alex took a deep breath as the aliens walked in. There were 4 of them. They had light blue skin that seemed to glow softly. Their eyes were large and silver, with no pupils. They walked on 2 legs but had 4 arms each. They wore simple white clothes that looked like robes. The tallest Neri stepped forward. "I am Tello, ambassador of the Neri people. We bring greetings from the stars." Tello's voice was soft and musical. The translator device worked perfectly. Alex smiled. "Welcome to Earth. I am Commander Alex Reynolds. We are honored to meet you." Alex stepped forward with hand extended, the universal human greeting. Something strange happened then. All 4 aliens moved back quickly. Tello's silver eyes widened. The other aliens whispered to each other in their language. Alex stopped moving, hands still in the air. "I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?" Tello composed himself. "No offense meant, Commander. We have different customs. Please forgive our reaction." Alex lowered the hand slowly. "Of course, we have much to learn about each other." The meeting continued in the large room. Humans and aliens sat at opposite sides of a long table. Alex noticed the Neri kept at least 10 feet of distance at all times. When a human scientist moved closer to show Tello a data tablet, the alien leaned away with what looked like fear. During a break, Tom, the team's biologist, whispered to Alex, "Have you noticed they won't come near us? They act like we have some disease." Alex nodded. "Maybe it's their culture, or maybe something about our bodies bothers them. Let's respect their space for now." Across the room, the aliens were having their own quiet talk. Alex couldn't hear them, but their faces showed worry. Tello kept looking at the humans with a mix of fascination and what seemed like sadness. At the end of the day, both sides agreed to more meetings. The Neri would teach humans about the other alien species in the galaxy. Humans would share Earth's history and culture. As the Neri prepared to leave, Tello approached Alex, stopping exactly 8 feet away. "Commander, your species is not what we expected." Alex wasn't sure if that was good or bad. "In what way, Ambassador?" Tello's 4 hands moved in patterns that seemed nervous. There is something." The alien stopped, then simply said, "We have much to discuss in the coming days." As the aliens left, Alex saw Tello turn back one last time. The alien's silver eyes seemed to shine with what looked like tears. But that couldn't be right. Why would an alien cry after meeting humans? Alex didn't know it yet, but this strange distance was just the first clue to a mystery that would change humanity's place in the galaxy forever. 3 months passed since first contact. Humans had learned much about the galaxy. They were not alone anymore. There were 27 known alien species, all part of something called the Galactic Council. But one strange thing remained. No alien would touch a human. Not one. Alex sat in the new Earth Embassy on the giant space station orbiting Mars. Representatives from 6 alien species filled the room. They talked about trade, science, and travel between stars. But like the Neri, all kept their distance from humans. "They call us something in their language," Tom whispered to Alex. "The translator won't say it, but I think it means the untouchables." Alex frowned. That can't be good. Later that day, the first big meeting of alien leaders began. The room was huge, with special areas for each species. Some needed different air, others needed water pools. But all alien sections stayed far from the human area. An old alien named Mori approached the human section. He looked like a tall, thin turtle walking on two legs. His shell had colorful patterns that glowed softly. He was from a species called the Vex, known as the oldest and wisest in the galaxy. Maury stopped exactly 12 feet from Alex. "Commander Reynolds, may we speak privately?" In a small meeting room, Maury sat across from Alex. Two guards from each side watched from the corners. "Commander, I am concerned," Maury began. His voice sounded like stones rubbing together. "There is talk among the council about humans." "What kind of talk?" Alex asked. Maury's ancient eyes blinked slowly. "Some believe you should not have been contacted so soon. Your species carries something that we cannot bear." Alex leaned forward. "Are we dangerous to you? Is it something in our bodies? Our breath? Our skin?" "Not dangerous in the way you think," Maury said. "But yes, there is something in your kind that affects all other sentient species deeply." "What is it?" "Tell me so we can fix it," Alex said. Maury shook his head. "It cannot be fixed. It is what you are." The old alien stood up. "There is a debate in the council. Some say humans should be told the truth. Others believe it would be cruel to make you carry such knowledge." "That's not fair," Alex said, standing too. "We have a right to know what's wrong with us." "Nothing is wrong with you," Maury said, his voice suddenly strong. "That is what you must understand. Nothing is wrong. You are simply too much." Before Alex could ask more, alarms rang through the station. A voice spoke over speakers. "All representatives to the main hall. Emergency council session beginning." In the main hall, screens showed a small ship approaching the station. It was human. "What's happening?" Alex asked Tello, who stood nearby. "A human science vessel has arrived without permission," Tello said, silver eyes wide with worry. "They say they have discovered something about your species, something that explains why we keep our distance." On the main screen, a human scientist appeared. "We found it," she said excitedly. "We know why the aliens won't touch us. It's our—" The screen went black. Council guards had cut the transmission. The room erupted in shouts and arguments between species. In the chaos, Alex saw Tello watching with tears in those silver eyes. Something big was about to be revealed. 1 week after the emergency meeting, things were still tense on the space station. The human science ship had been sent back to Earth. The council had stopped all talks about why aliens wouldn't touch humans. Alex walked through the quiet halls of the station, frustrated. Guards followed at a distance, not human guards, but council guards. They watched every human on the station now. "This is getting ridiculous," Alex muttered. Ahead, Alex saw Tello talking with other Neri. When they noticed Alex, they quickly moved away, all except Tello. "Commander Reynolds," Tello said with a small bow. "I apologize for all this." "Then help me understand," Alex said. "What are they hiding from us? What's so terrible about humans?" Tello's 4 hands moved nervously. "It's complicated. The council thinks." A loud crack interrupted them. The station shook. Red lights flashed. "What was that?" Alex asked. The station computer spoke. "Minor hull breach in Section 8. Repair teams responding. Please remain calm." People ran through the halls. A group of aliens rushed around the corner. One bumped into Tello, pushing the Neri backward. Everything seemed to slow down. Tello fell. Alex moved without thinking, reaching out to catch the falling alien. Their hands touched. Tello's silver eyes went wide. The alien's mouth opened in what looked like a silent scream. Then Tello collapsed to the floor, body shaking uncontrollably. "Help!" Alex shouted. "Something's wrong." Other aliens saw what had happened. Some screamed. Some ran away. Some pointed at Alex with looks of horror. Medical teams rushed in. They wore special suits that covered every part of their bodies. They carefully lifted Tello, staying far from Alex. "What did I do?" Alex asked desperately. "Please, I didn't mean to hurt anyone." No one answered. Council guards surrounded Alex, pointing weapons. "Commander Reynolds, you must come with us," one said. "All humans are being moved to a separate section of the station." Within hours, all 20 humans on the station were put in a large room with clear walls. They could see out, but no aliens came close. "It's like we're in a zoo," Tom said, looking at the aliens watching them from a distance. Alex paced the room. "I touched Tello. That's all I did. I just tried to stop the fall." "Did you feel anything strange when you touched?" a human doctor asked. Alex fought back. "No, but Tello looked like someone in terrible pain." 3 days passed. Humans were kept separate. Earth leaders demanded answers but got none. Then Tello appeared outside the clear walls. The Neri looked weak but alive. Alex rushed to the wall. "Tello, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." Tello raised a hand. "It's not your fault, Commander. What happened to you? Did I hurt you somehow?" Tello's silver eyes looked directly at Alex. "It wasn't pain that you caused me." "Then what?" "It's difficult to explain," Tello said. "When we touch your kind, we experience everything. Everything." "What does that mean?" Tello placed a hand on the clear wall. On the other side, Alex did the same. Their hands lined up, separated only by the barrier. "Your people have a right to know the truth," Tello said quietly. "And I will tell you, even if the council forbids it." A tear slid down Tello's blue face. "The reason we never touch humans is because we can't bear the weight of your souls." The next day, humans were moved to a special meeting room. The clear walls remained, keeping them separate from the aliens gathered outside. High-ranking members of the Galactic Council sat in a half-circle. Tello stood among them. An old Vex named Mori stepped forward. "Humans of Earth, the Council has voted. You will be told the truth about your condition." "It's not a condition," Tello interrupted. "It's a gift they don't understand." Mori nodded slowly. "Perhaps. Either way, they must know." Alex and the other humans leaned closer to the clear wall. After months of mystery, they would finally learn why no alien would touch them. Mori began. "Most intelligent species in our galaxy evolved with empathic abilities." "Empathic?" Tom asked. "You mean mind-reading?" "Not thoughts," Mori explained. "Feelings. Emotions. Most species can sense each other's feelings through touch or close proximity. It helps us understand each other, prevents conflicts, builds trust. Humans don't have that ability," Alex said. "No, you don't," Mori agreed. "And that makes you unique in a way we never expected." Tello stepped forward. "When I touched you, Commander, I didn't feel just your current emotions. I felt everything. Everything. Your entire emotional history," Tello said. "Every joy you've felt since childhood. Every sadness. Every fear. Every moment of love. Every loss. All at once, in perfect detail." The room fell silent. "Human touch transfers emotional memories," Mori continued. "When we touch you, we experience hundreds of years of raw human emotion compressed into seconds. It's overwhelming." A scientist from a crystal-like species added, "It's like drowning in an ocean of feeling. Our brains aren't built to process that much emotional information at once." Alex tried to understand. "So when I touched Tello, I felt your first day of school," Tello said softly. "I felt when you broke your arm as a child. I felt when someone close to you died. I felt your pride when you became commander. All at once, like living your entire emotional life in a single moment." The humans looked at each other, stunned. "Why does this happen?" asked Dr. Lee, the human medical officer. Mori answered, "We believe it's because humans evolved without empathic abilities. Your emotions have nowhere to go, so they build up inside you. When we touch you, those emotions flood into our empathic senses." "Are we dangerous to you?" Alex asked, worried. "Not dangerous," Tello said. "Just too much, too intense." Dr. Leet frowned. But why hide this from us? A blue alien with 8 eyes spoke up. Some council members believed knowing this truth would burden humans. You might feel responsible for our discomfort. We can learn to control it, Alex said quickly. We can find a way to dampen these emotions. Tello shook their head. That's not what we want. Then what? You don't understand yet, Tello said. What makes this difficult isn't just the intensity. It's that human emotions are deeper than any species we've encountered. Mori nodded. Your species feels things more powerfully than any of us. Your joy is more joyful. Your sadness is more heartbreaking. Your love is. The old alien paused. Your love is beyond anything we have words for. Tello placed a 4-fingered hand against the clear wall. When I collapsed, it wasn't from pain. It was from beauty I couldn't contain. Alex stared at the aliens, finally understanding. Humans weren't feared because they were dangerous. They were feared because they felt too much. 2 weeks passed since the truth was revealed. The humans were no longer kept behind clear walls, but the distance remained. Signs around the station reminded everyone. No contact with humans. Back on Earth, the news spread quickly. Humans were emotional broadcasters in a galaxy of empaths. Some people felt special. Others felt like monsters. Alex sat in the station's garden area, watching stars through the big window. The garden was empty except for one Neri sitting far across the room. It was Tello. After a moment, Tello stood and walked closer, stopping at the now familiar safe distance. May I join you, Commander? Alex nodded. Please do. Tello sat on a bench nearby. How are your people taking the news? Mixed reactions, Alex said. Some want to isolate themselves to protect other species. They feel guilty. They shouldn't, Tello said quickly. This is not your fault. Others are asking why we evolved this way, Alex continued. Why humans developed such strong emotions without empathic abilities to share them. Tello's silver eyes looked thoughtful. We have a theory about that. Oh, human history is filled with hardship, yes. Wars, disasters, struggles. Alex nodded. Like any species, I imagine. No, Tello said simply. Not like any species. Your kind faced these challenges without empathic support. When a Neri feels fear or pain, those nearby feel it too and come to help. Humans had to develop different ways to survive. So we evolved stronger emotions to make up for it. Exactly, Tello said. Your emotions had to be strong enough to push you through difficulties alone. Your determination, your hope, your love, they evolved to be powerful enough to sustain you without empathic support. Alex considered this. A gift and a curse then. Yes, Tello agreed. And there's more. Our scientists discovered something important. What? Human touch doesn't just transfer negative emotions. It transfers everything. When you touched me, yes, I felt your sorrows. But I also felt your joys. Tello's voice grew softer. I felt the pride when you graduated. The wonder when you first saw stars from space. The love you felt for someone named Jamie. Alex looked surprised. You felt all that. It was beautiful, Tello said. Overwhelming, yes, but beautiful beyond words. A soft chime sounded, announcing dinner time. Other aliens and humans began entering the garden. The council is divided about what to do, Tello said. Some want to limit contact with humans. Others see potential in your emotional strength. Potential for what? Many species struggle with trauma. Some planets have histories of war or disaster. Their people carry emotional wounds. And humans could help somehow. Tello nodded. If controlled, human emotions might help others find strength. Your kind knows something the rest of us don't. How to feel deeply and still function. A young alien child ran into the garden, chasing a floating toy. The child stumbled and fell near Alex. Without thinking, Alex reached out, then stopped, remembering the rules. The child's parent rushed over, pulling the little one away with a fearful look. They're still afraid of us, Alex said sadly. Not afraid, Tello corrected. In awe. There's a difference. As they watched the stars together from their separate benches, Alex realized something important. Humans weren't cursed with too much emotion. The rest of the galaxy simply had too little. 1 month later, a new section appeared on the space station. The sign read, Human Emotional Research Center. Inside, Alex stood next to Dr. Lee and several alien scientists. They watched through a window as a human volunteer sat across from Aniri. Between them was a strange device, a small metal table with hand-shaped spots on each side. Is it working? Alex asked. Dr. Lee nodded. The dampening field reduces emotional transfer by 90%. They can touch safely through the device. The human and Neri slowly placed their hands on the metal table. The Neri's silver eyes widened, but they remained calm. No collapse, no overwhelming reaction. Progress, Alex said with a smile. Tello entered the room. The council is impressed. They've approved more research funding. Over the next few weeks, humans and aliens worked together to understand the emotional transfer. They discovered many things. First, humans could learn to control their emotional output with special meditation. It didn't stop the transfer, but it made it gentler. Second, short touches were easier for aliens to handle than long ones. A quick handshake was possible with training. Third, and most surprising, some aliens actually wanted to experience human emotions. It's like nothing we've ever felt, explained an older Neri scientist. Human joy is different from our joy. Human love is deeper than our love. It's educational. A new job appeared. Emotional interpreter. Humans with calm minds who could carefully share feelings with aliens who needed emotional strength. Alex stood in the new training room, watching Tom work with a small group of aliens. Think of a happy memory, Tom instructed them. Really focus on it. Now, I'll touch this device, and you'll feel a small sample of human happiness. Tom placed his hand on a modified dampening table. The aliens, connected to the other side, gasped collectively. That's human happiness, one asked in wonder. Just a small taste, Tom said. Tello approached Alex, standing closer than before, just 6 feet away now. Progress. Your species is adapting quickly, Tello observed. We're good at that, Alex said. But I wonder if we're still missing something important. What do you mean? Alex frowned. These devices let us share emotions safely, but it's all controlled, measured. Like we're giving aliens tiny sips of water instead of letting them experience the whole ocean. The ocean would drown them, Tello reminded. I know, but still. An alarm suddenly rang through the station. Red lights flashed. The computer voice spoke urgently. Warning. Unidentified ships approaching. Hostile intent detected. All personnel to emergency stations. Alex and Tello rushed to the command center. On the main screen, 12 black ships surrounded the station. Who are they? Alex asked. An alien commander answered. The Void Collective. They oppose all cooperation between species. They want the galaxy divided. The enemy ships opened fire. The station shook. Shields at 70%, someone reported. They're targeting our defense systems. The alien commanders looked scared. They had never faced direct attack. We need to fight back, Alex said. Our weapons can't penetrate their shields, the station commander replied. Alex looked at Tello. What about emotions? You said human emotions are stronger than anything you've known. What are you suggesting? The Neri are telepathic with each other, right? If one Neri felt human courage, could they share it with others? Tello's silver eyes widened. It's never been tried. It could be dangerous. Another explosion rocked the station. Shields at 40%. Alex reached out a hand, stopping just short of touching Tello. We need a bridge between our species, Alex said. Not just devices and careful touches. A real connection. Tello looked at Alex's hand, then back to those determined human eyes. What exactly are you proposing, Commander? Another explosion rocked the station. Shields at 30%. We can't hold much longer. In the command center, humans and aliens worked frantically to save the station. The void-collected ships circled like hungry sharks. We need to do this now, Alex said to Tello. If your people feel what humans feel during battle, our courage, our determination, maybe they can fight back better. Tello looked uncertain. The emotional transfer might be too much. You've trained for weeks with the dampening devices, Alex argued. And we don't have time for those now anyway. Tello took a deep breath. What do you need me to do? Feel what I feel, then share it with the other Neri telepathically. The station shook again. Shields at 20%. Tello nodded. Do it. Alex removed the gloves that all humans now wore as a safety measure. Slowly, carefully, Alex reached out and placed both hands on Tello's blue face. The effect was immediate. Tello gasped, silver eyes going wide. But this time, the Neri didn't collapse. Tello stood strong, though trembling. Alex closed both eyes, focusing on every brave moment, every victory, every time fear was overcome. The feeling of standing tall when everything seemed lost. Tello began to glow slightly, a soft blue light emanating from within. The other Neri in the room turned to watch. Then, one by one, they began to glow too. The alien commander looked confused. What's happening? They're sharing, Dr. Lee explained, watching in awe. Tello is sending them human courage. The glow spread to all Neri on the station. Their postures changed, backs straightening, heads lifting. Their eyes, normally soft and gentle, now shone with fierce determination. Weapons systems online, the Neri weapons officer announced, voice stronger than before. Targeting enemy vessels. The station's defense systems fired with new precision. One enemy ship exploded, then another. They're retreating. Someone shouted as the remaining Void Collector ships turned and sped away. Alex finally released Tello, stepping back. Are you okay? Tello nodded slowly. That was intense, but remarkable. You didn't collapse this time. I was prepared, Tello said. And what you shared, it wasn't just random emotions. It was focused, purposeful. In the days that followed, news of what happened spread through the galaxy. The story of how human emotions had saved the station changed everything. 1 year later, Alex stood in the New Earth Embassy on the Galactic Council's homeworld. The room was filled with representatives from 27 species. No one kept their distance anymore. Humans now wore special gloves that controlled emotional transfer. Aliens wore simple devices that protected them from overwhelming feelings. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. Tello approached, now the High Ambassador of the Neri people. The Council is voting today on official recognition of emotional interpreters as a formal diplomatic position, Tello said. Alex smiled, from untouchables to emotional ambassadors in just 1 year. They sat together on a bench, closer than once seemed possible. Alex, Tello said quietly, there's something I've wondered for a long time but never asked. What is it? Why did your species never stop reaching out to us? Even when we feared your touch, even when we kept you behind walls, even when we treated you like you were dangerous. Alex thought for a moment, looking at the stars through the large window. Because connection is what makes us human, Alex answered simply. Feeling deeply and sharing those feelings, it's who we are. Tello's silver eyes filled with tears. Not tears of fear or pain, but understanding. Thank you, Tello whispered, for teaching us how to feel. Together, human and alien sat side by side, no longer separated by fear, but united by something stronger, the courage to connect. The end.